Hi, I am Arlene Owen.
And I am Kathy Ann Dixon.
Welcome
to Azar.
We want to welcome you to Azar. It's a continuation of our first episode on abuse. We want to remind you to call up a friend, to share, to comment, like, and press the notification bell. Remember to tell your friends to subscribe.
Yes.
And every episode will just pop up. So call somebody now. We are talking about abuse, and this is a very important topic.
Yes. Before we go any further, our tea for today is
Garlic tea, Katian.
garlic tea. And what are the benefits?
I know garlic for gas. Time my old aunt and they gas. But some garlic for me, the child.
Yes.
That is for sure.
Yeah.
Garlic is for gas.
Yes, and they said it's good for if you have colds.
Yeah.
That it can help you. It's an antifungal, and it's really good. It has a lot of qualities.
Yes.
Even for weight loss.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I know some people use it when they have toothache, they will kind of just mash the garlic a little bit, Katian, and they will try to put it right where the tooth is paining.
Yeah. That's good, yeah.
So garlic is a good thing to have, and we cook with it here in Trinidad. Everything we put in garlic.
Yes, my favorite thing, anchar.
Yes, garlic.
Must put my garlic.
Yes. So drink some hot garlic tea in the morning time.
Yes. Today our topic, we're just going to, as Arlene said earlier, we are just going to go further on the topic of abuse. So it's going to be domestic abuse after the fact.
Yes.
Yes.
And this, sometimes Kathy and we were courting and we miss some of the signs, and now we are already in the pot. We feeling the heat. We are already here. We got married, So what to do, Kathy, and we in it now. So we want to talk about after the fact and what we can do, because love is blind, but marriage is an eye opener.
What a thing.
Yeah.
And you said earlier, sometimes you miss the fact.
Yeah.
And because you missed it, you're now going to get it. Well, there are some relationships you didn't miss it, but you compromise with it because you said, I will change him and I will fix him. By the time we marry now, folks, that is a farce.
Yes.
So it's better, run early, but in the event you didn't run and you got married, today we want to chat about the different abuse that people would face in a relationship.
And what you will notice, for those who missed it, check the link below, the last episode. Some of the things we are going to say here, we're going to repeat it, because what happened, Kathy, and while it was courting, the abuser did it, and now it's like a progression.
Yeah.
And sometimes now it's getting worse.
Yes.
And you missed it, and now you're seeing it. So yes, we may repeat some of the things, but we're going to see how it applies now when you're in it.
Yes.
Than when you were courting.
Yeah.
And one of the first things we want to touch off is emotional abuse.
Yes.
Well, people think only when they're getting licks that is abuse, but there is emotional abuse.
Yeah.
And this is where sometimes, Katya, and one of the things in emotional abuse, the abuser like to isolate you from your family and friends.
Yes. That is one of the biggest thing that happens in it. They would separate you from your family and friends because they want to have their own way with what they want to do, and they know that big brother will want to beat them if they know what's going on.
Yes.
And big sister will bring a police and come down if they know what's going on. So what they do, they would isolate you in that house there, and then they will have their way. Imagine, in the same case, we keep speaking about Osinachi, the Nigerian gospel singer. When she got married, from the day she got married, she didn't see her mother and family again until 8 years later. And only she was allowed out of the cage. Alina could call it a cage?
Yeah.
She was allowed out of the cage just to go to her grandfather or somebody, some close relative's funeral. And it was to go to the funeral and then go straight back home. So that is something else, this isolation.
Katya, they can isolate you geographically.
Yes.
When they get married to you, they make sure you go and live miles away from your family.
Yes.
You are saying, boy, if we rent closer to my mom, when it's time we could drop the child to school by her, I can go to work and know my mom is close by.
Yes.
She will see the child. No, they want to rent or build the house very far from family.
Yes.
And that is geographical isolation. And then there's social isolation, where you cannot go and socialize with your friends and family.
No.
Nothing. Katia, she couldn't go to anything that her
They
family
were
were
having.
having.
Yes. Imagine she had her first child and her mother didn't even know.
Yeah.
That's just to tell you how bad the isolation was.
Yeah.
And if they try to come close, he would tell them that she doesn't want to see them. And if they do get in and say, well, we came to see what's happening with her, he would start to threaten and she would beg them, oh, you go now, you go now, you go now.
Yeah.
So which means she started to sit under it, you know.
That's right. And Katia, one of the reasons they want to isolate you from your family, remember, if your family or you are my friend, even when I'm pretending to be happy, when you look into my eyes, you will say, no, Arlene, I'm not seeing that sparkle, that joy.
Something wrong.
Because I know Arlene.
Yes.
Arlene is my friend.
Yeah.
Something wrong. Although she pretending and she laughing behind that smile,
Yeah.
I am seeing a sadness in the eye.
Yes.
But if you keep that family or friend away, who will see you and know what you're doing?
Yeah, and another reason why they love to isolate, how regularly they beat you up.
Yeah.
So that they wouldn't see a swell eye, a burst slip, and different things, a break hand. They wouldn't see it, what's really happening
in
with
the
you.
house. Yes.
So true.
You know, as you said that, one of my friends, she was telling me, Kathy, and that in her church, they assign elders to you. So to every new couple, they assign an elder, a couple, and they will come unannounced. And she was telling me that one day she and her husband was having an argument, and he packed her clothes in a basket and he put it there. And then same time the elder come calling on Saturday morning, and they had to run and fix up everything. Because you see, if they had left it, that elder would have noticed, why is the basket of clothes outside? Why it is wet or whatever. That is why the abuser will keep people from coming by your house.
Yeah.
They will notice things.
Yeah.
And if you have an elder or a mentor, that mentor will see, there are old couples who will know something is wrong, something is out of place in this house. Why the children only running and hiding when they see people come? Why the children cannot come out and be themselves?
Yes, and there's another thing too. Children are honest.
Yeah.
So that somehow, and the mouth does run.
Yeah.
So that if you come close or you allow the children to visit, somehow the children will say, when mommy was crying, when daddy was hitting mommy.
Yeah.
So I will isolate you from the entire family.
Yes. And the children will say, you see the bruise on mommy hand? That is daddy,
Yes.
So they really try to keep you away. So you have to look at that in your marriage. See if your spouse is trying to keep you away from your family. Katia, and that also is like an imprisonment.
It
It's like a bird in a cage.
Yes.
And they only open the cage and say, go tell the story. Long time we have pigeon, they send pigeon to send a message.
Yes.
And then the pigeon come back home.
Yes.
So the time in here,
Yes.
you're on work finishing 4:30, you better be home by 6 o'clock.
That's right. It's really like a bird in a cage.
Bird in a cage.
And the house don't have to be fenced around,
No.
It's an open yard, but it's a mental imprisonment.
That's right.
So that go so far and come back.
Yeah.
But Arlene, there are times when the same imprisonment is done physically.
Yeah.
He goes to work in the morning and he locks the front door and the back door.
Oh my.
From outside, and he goes to work and you go up inside until I come home this evening, because you're so jealous and so many other things, and you realize you have to keep them as a bird in a cage.
And that is how he wants to control you.
Mm-hmm.
The emotional abuser wants to control you, Katia.
That's the major aim.
The major aim.
Yeah.
And he is controlling Katia, but what I found out from the researchers, he's not out of control,
No.
but he's controlling. And the reason why I'm saying that he's not out of control is because when he's abusing you, he knows to stop. Because if somebody come knocking on the door, if he's out of control, he will continue to be abusing you while the person come in. That is somebody out of control, but he's well controlled because he know when to stop.
There's an agenda.
He know to stop and pretend and be nice with you when somebody comes.
That's right.
If he's abusing you and the phone is ringing, he feels somebody, the pastor calling, he will stop.
Yes.
So he has control. So don't say no, he's out of control. No, he's not out of control. He's well controlled, but he wants to control you.
Yes, right. And it's not only about isolation. they're wetting you down.
Yeah, emotional abuse.
Yes, they're locking you outside. When I say lock you outside, it's nighttime, and say take some you out there and they're going in
Yeah.
the bed
And
you
sleep.
sit down and they're knocking, let me in. You're
Yeah.
not getting, but what it's doing, it's breaking you down. It's breaking
Yeah.
you down because you're like a little child.
Yeah, your self-esteem is low. Your
Yes.
confidence.
Yes.
You lost confidence in your own self.
Yes.
And you're sitting down outside and you're saying, Lord, look
Yes.
where I come to.
Yes.
I beg him to come in my own house.
house.
Sometimes it's, are you paying the rent?
Yes.
And he lock you out. That is emotional abuse.
Yes.
Don't say, well, at least he ain't beating me.
Yes.
Don't say that. Look and say, you know what? I am being abused, and tell somebody, go for counseling.
Yes.
Do not sit and take emotional abuse
From
and say,
anyone.
I am married and I have to take this, I have to submit.
Yes.
No, you need counseling for emotional abuse.
Yes, that's right. Both of them needs to face a counselor.
Yes.
And if he doesn't want to go, one person cannot change a situation.
Yeah,
Both parties have to want
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
All right. Another thing is financial abuse.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Katian, sometimes they are not working and you are the only person working.
Yeah.
You still don't have any say on your money.
No.
Even if they are working, you have no say with your finance, your money that you are working for.
Yes.
They say, bring it here and I will do what I want to do with it. And you have to
Yes.
sit and wait. You have to go and ask them, can I have money to buy a shoe?
Yeah.
Can I have money?
necessities, the basics. You have to ask permission and you go to work every day.
And you go to work every day. Katia, and they will put away the money, hide it from you.
Yeah.
And then also, if they give you money to go in the grocery and they're giving you a little bit of money,
Yeah.
make grocery, send the children to school. You have to make magic with that money. That is abuse.
It is
financial abuse.
Yes. Sometimes they don't want you to work. Now they're withholding
Yeah.
stuff. So you're like a little beggar.
Yeah.
And because of that, you're feeling so devalued.
Yeah.
The aim again to control.
To control,
Yes.
and make you so dependent on them and make you feel like you don't want a cent, you don't want anything.
Yes.
And we want to tell women, and while we understand men are abused too, so we're saying men also, be careful with these things, be aware of what is happening with you, and have a conversation with someone who can help.
Yes, yes. Another thing is verbal abuse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shouting.
Mm-hmm.
We are speaking about something, we're having a disagreement, and you have to shout, and they're coming up in your face and they're doing it.
That's for sure. But what about calling your names?
Yeah.
Especially if they know about your past.
Yeah.
Calling you, or you're an old whore.
Yeah.
You're
yeah.
like a prostitute. And those things will make a woman cry.
But Katiana, as I say that, let's pause here. The reason too sometimes they call you names is because sometimes you give too much information.
Yes.
While you're courting them or in your marriage, they're asking you, so how much boyfriend you have? What you do? Where you went? And we went to Manzanilla, Miaro. We do this, we do that, and we
Yeah.
do the other.
How much of them you sleep with? Why you want to know that? You
Yeah.
met me somewhere, you met me now. So what we start a relationship.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you want to go back into my past
That's
to
right.
drag up everything.
Yeah.
And some of us so feel love means
Yeah.
I tell you everything.
Yeah.
And everything after, while you are married, any little thing happen,
They're throwing it,
a
yeah.
phone call come
Yeah.
and they call you for some normal thing, you answer them, who was that a man again?
Yeah.
And then they start to call you names. From long time you are all this and you
Yes.
are all that, and you don't know me.
That's right. That's right. And they keep reminding you of your past. So be careful. Katia, and there's also non-verbal abuse,
Yeah.
Because sometimes what the abuser do while you're speaking with somebody, they're watching you so. And hush your mouth. Don't continue that sentence.
Yeah.
Sometimes they're clenching the jaw. You're seeing the jaw going, so you realize they're getting vexed by what you say, and that is
Yes.
they ain't speaking. It is non-verbal communication going on there.
Yes.
Sometimes while they're talking, they see they change your posture. That means shut your mouth.
Yes. Or it may mean stop talking to that person.
Yes.
So you all of a sudden you tell the person, excuse me,
I go on
I'm going there.
Yeah.
That time you don't know, nobody knows why. All you get was one eye or one locked jaw.
Yes.
And you know that mean.
Yeah.
You better
yeah.
deal with that.
Yeah. all of that is abuse, Kathy Ann.
is,
It is
it
abuse.
is, it is.
Don't let your husband or wife call you names short of you, telling you how you're stupid, like you didn't go to school,
Yes.
your head so big, why I
Yes.
married you in the first place. All of
Yes.
those things are verbal abuse.
Or if you're with friends or with people and he's disclosing things about you,
Yeah.
about your physical
Yeah.
body and thing
Yeah.
in front of people. I don't know why she fat so.
Yeah.
I don't know why she lose weight. And in front of people, he's belittling you verbally to
Yeah.
make you feel bad about yourself. Again, control.
Yes. Kathy, and another abuse is physical abuse.
Yeah.
I don't like this one. I don't like any,
Yeah.
but I really do not like the physical way it hurting your body.
Yeah.
They hitting you,
Yeah.
kicking you, Kathy, and spitting on you too,
Yeah.
jamming you against the wall.
Yeah.
They're sitting down on you with
Yes.
all their weight. And remember, men are physically stronger than you. And we are
Yes.
saying men, and we know, like Katya, we know women abuse men. We saw this video where a woman was beating her husband naked
What a big belt.
and beating him with a belt. You know, tears came to my eye because I found that it was so wicked
Yeah.
of this woman to do.
Yeah.
And the man was like, poor man.
Yeah, we thought that something was maybe wrong with him mentally, because how could a man reach that stage of being broken down to that extent that he stood and just jumping and she beat and she changed the belt from a thin belt
to a thick one.
So when we went back up on Facebook, because it brought tears to our eyes to see if we could grab it, because this is something that is bothering us now. You know, Facebook took it down.
Yeah. I think probably because he was naked too and it was too much. She was beating
him to frazzle.
Yes, like what we say. And I was so like, this, what is wrong with this woman?
Yes.
You know, so we understand that there are women who abuse their husband, and we are saying, no, don't do that.
Yes.
That is not right.
Yes.
You will not like anybody to do your son that.
Yes.
You know, and physical abuse really hurt. It not only hurt the victim, but even the children in the home who is seeing this, Katyan, mentally, psychologically, emotionally, they are affected.
Yes, I grew up in an environment of physical abuse. And I remember there was a time my father had my mother bent over on the ground and a chair on top of her and he on top of the chair. And she couldn't scream because the song that was coming out of her, it was like a guttural song, because it couldn't come out, but she was so bent over on the weight. And the only thing that released my mother is when my sister ran in the room and hit him a shoe heel with a boots in his head. Yes, and after she hit him in his head, he just turned around, he got off of the chair with mommy and turned around and ran behind her. And with you know, the louvers, the steel from the louvers, and he took it and he ran behind her. And that's the only way mommy was able to, the chair was able to come off and she was able to get up. So Alan Gill, even the children was getting involved.
Yes, and this is why it is important for you not to stay in a physically abused relationship when you have children, because it affects the children. He could have harmed that child.
Yes.
You harm your sister. And sometimes you hear where a son may run towards their father to defend their mother, and now the son and the father fighting.
Yes.
You know, sometimes they run and get cutlass.
Yes.
You hear that in Trinidad, knives.
Yes.
And you know, as a mother, you're in the middle of the fight now,
Yes.
trying to save your son from the abuser.
Yes.
So before all of that, don't stay in it. That pattern over and over, and also it affects your children mentally, psychologically, emotionally. They live with this. Look, you are able to still tell this story about what your father did. This stay in their mind. It's ingrained. So we have to be careful as parents, mothers, what we do in front of our children, what we allow them to see, what we allow to happen to them while we are in a physically abused relationship.
And abusive. And it's so ingrained that when I got married, I told my husband what happened and said, don't hit me, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I came with that. Although he didn't act that way while we were dating, but because I experienced it, it stays with you. So parents must realize that it is not something to stay in for the children's sake. You feel you're doing them a favor when really you're harming them more than anything else.
So we want to look now at the action or some of the signs of an abused person? Because you know, most time when you say, so you didn't see your daughter being abused, you didn't see anything?
No, I didn't notice anything.
I didn't notice
She
anything.
never gave me no sign.
That's right. But there are signs.
There are signs.
There are signs. So what you want to touch on some of the signs. One of the signs, Katia, and I have noticed being around someone who have been abused, is that they overcompensate for the abuser.
Yeah.
And what do I mean by that? They are speaking, everybody is speaking together, and out of the blue, out of nowhere, they have to sell the abuser. You know, my husband went down the road and he did so and so and so and so.
Yeah.
And you know, he brought this for me. It is him.
Yes.
Overselling. You know the fish have a scent, but they tell him it good.
Yes.
They overcompensate, Katia.
Yes. That's a good sign, you
Yeah.
know. Yes.
So you have to look.
Yeah.
Sometimes they post things. Every time they have to post. They just had a disagreement. They just have a fallout. They have to post the best husband in the world.
Yeah.
Oh, how I love my dear darling husband.
Yeah.
And they are doing that to Katian
It's
to
a
show
cover too
this
sometime,
man,
yeah?
yes, I love you so much, and hoping when he see all this love that he will change.
Yeah.
He ain't changing because he ain't posting you at all.
Yes.
You ain't saying my dear wife, how I love my dear wife. Every post is you posting he but your dear husband.
And that is why when the thing comes out, people don't believe you.
They don't.
Because
Yes, they can't.
Right,
Yeah,
you only say nice thing about the man.
That's right.
So all of a sudden you come saying hating you.
That's
I don't
right.
believe you.
Yeah. So be observant. Listen.
Yeah.
When you hear your friend over talking about their spouse, man or woman, be
Yeah.
careful. They're overcompensating.
Yeah, there's another thing. They're very secretive. They're always hiding.
Yeah.
No matter what happened, they're hiding something. They have an excuse for everything. No, there is something.
Yeah.
You know? And that someone may come and say, well, I noticed so and so, so and so. They will tell you no, because you end up
Yes.
with your secretive, you're learning,
Yeah.
you're lying.
Yes.
And with the lie, because you want to make excuse, they say, well, how come your head burst? Or how come your lip thing? I fall down the step. How
Yeah.
come so? I trip in the hole when I'm up.
Yes.
Every week you having an accident in your house.
And I excuse.
And an excuse
A
for
lie.
it.
Yes.
And a lie. So it makes you secretive, and it makes you become a liar. And you're
Yes.
doing all of it to cover for the perpetrator.
And Katia, the lie could go so bad, you know. Sometimes, as even we mentioned the gospel singer, even in church, your pastor may call you or in the mosque and they may say, I noticed something. And they say, no, it's nothing. It's not what you see. You know, they might be praying for you and the Lord might show them there's something in your
Wrong.
home.
Yeah.
Something is wrong in your home. And you don't want them to say, your husband. Time you see they're saying, is your husband? No, it's the children giving a little problem.
Yes.
You even blaming your own children just to cover him.
Yes.
So we have to be careful, and if you discern something, don't let them change your mind or doubt yourself. Say, okay, you're saying so, but this is what I see, this is what I discern.
Yes. That
Because
is
the
so true.
abuser, one of the signs of the victim, they lie to cover the abuser.
Yeah, wow. Yes, and the abused person sometimes is overly emotional.
Yeah.
Sometimes they cry, look for certain things.
Yeah.
Sometimes they over laugh.
Yeah.
They overdo things, and you want to know what's happening with them.
Yeah.
You know, and Osinachi, we're going back to her because she is one of the persons that we're basing a lot of this around.
Yeah.
What happened with her is she would minister in churches, and she would touch people so much when she sang. People would be all bowed over crying, and tears would be in her eyes, and people say, oh gosh, she's so anointed. But now people, you know, when you look back at the tapes now, they say probably this lady was crying all the time.
In pain.
All
wasn't
and she's
anointing.
singing and crying
Yeah.
out to God, and everybody's there saying, oh gosh, she filled with the Spirit, tears running down her face. People were missing so many things by
Yeah.
justifying what they were seeing.
That's right. So we have to look for these signs because they are really covered, especially in churches.
Yes.
And one of the things too, the victim always looking for validation. They're looking to the abuser to make sure that the abuser is okay with them, okay with what they are saying.
Yeah.
They are speaking and they're looking at the abuser if to continue.
Yeah.
They want to do something, they're looking at the abuser to see if the abuser giving them a nod. They always want this validation from the abuser.
Yes, approval.
Approval.
Yes.
Yes.
And something to look out for too is that look to see if the person they're depressed, because they will sometimes depressed, they lose weight, they're anxious. Certain things with them is to let us know there is something about this girl. She used to laugh plenty, but when she come now, you find she in a corner. She keeps to herself. What is causing this change of behavior? Look deeper. Don't take the excuses she is giving just like that.
True. Check on her. See what is happening, Kathy Ann.
Yes.
See why she's constantly feeling sick. Why she don't want to speak. She don't want to get off her bed.
Yes.
She don't want to go out.
Yes.
She just want to stay by herself. What is happening to this person?
Yes.
Take a look. Be concerned as a friend or a family member.
Yes. And we want to leave some note to the parents, or even family, or even friends, or even to the person.
Yeah.
What notes you want to leave?
Well, as we said just now, don't stay for the sake of your children.
Yeah.
When we speak to many victims of abuse, they say, I stay because of my children.
Yes. Not a good enough reason.
It's not a good reason, and as we said before, it's not helping the child.
Yeah.
And we want to say to parents, when your daughter or your son call and say they are being abused, listen and believe it.
Yeah.
Don't ask them what you did to cause that.
Yes.
What you tell them.
Yes.
You're provoking them,
Yeah.
And I tell you, stay quiet.
Yes, and sometimes you're taking the side of the abuser. Oh gosh, the poor boy. Probably because he does offer a little money.
Yeah, bring a
because
little
don't forget
gift.
he's a charmer,
He bring a little gift for
Yes.
you. He crying, yes.
Yes.
But he's abusing your child. And sometimes too, we like to say, you feel I had it easy with your father, but look, I'm making 45 years. Stay. It will work out.
That is what you're telling the child to do.
That is what parents tell their children
Don't
to do
do
when
that.
their children call and say, Mommy, he
Yes.
hitting me.
Yes. And another thing is, they come and they say, Mommy, he abusing me. I could come home. Mommy, I could come home. No. Go and make it work.
Yeah.
Make it work. As Arlene said earlier, me and Daddy make it go and make it work. But Mommy, they beg you, well, the house have no room.
Yeah.
Make room for your child. If you have to put a mattress on the ground, you would leave her. You could bury your child. Better you take her back living than you bury her in a coffin.
Yes, Katian, if they have to sleep in the bathroom small, do something.
Yes.
But do not leave your child in harm's way. Really as parents, we really have to do better. Sometimes we do not want to take back the child to Katian because we are ashamed. I mean, I'm married a big wedding in the village,
Yes.
And now you're coming back with your 2 children. What I will tell the neighbors?
Yes. What I will tell the church. What I will tell everybody.
So put away that feeling of I'm feeling embarrassed and I'm ashamed. No, your child did not do anything wrong.
Yes.
Save your child.
Yes.
What you can do is call them for counseling, and if you have to separate them for the while, as we said before, please do so. So we want to thank you all.
Yes.
We pray that something we said today you will be able to help you if you're in this situation or someone you know.
Yes.
We want you to be aware. If you're in the church, the temple, whatever community, be aware. That's the reason why we shed some light this evening. And remember, share this episode with someone and let them know that we are thinking about them and that there are people you can go to, there are hotlines you can call, there are counselors you can go to, and we are here for you.
That's right. So it's really we are privileged to share on this topic. It's not a topic that we love.
No, but we had to do it.
Because it's happening so much and it's hidden behind closed doors.
Yes.
And because of that, we just want to take the cat out of the bag.
Shed some light.
Shed some light on it. So we pray that it would help somebody who is facing an abusive situation.
So remember again to comment, share, subscribe, like, and tell somebody that Azar is on, and press that notification bell. See you for our 3rd episode next week on abuse.
Yes. God bless you.
God bless you.